Hi, my name is Temina. My nickname is Tea. I am the founder of Muthaiga Tea Company. We started Muthaiga Tea coming up to 2 years now, so it is definitely a COVID baby. I focus on specialty teas and I create unique, quintessential African blends using flora and herbs from our continent. I'd say that the culture in Kenya and specifically around the continent for tea is that it is growing. People are appreciating loose leaf tea and specialty teas a lot more than they ever have done. China and Japan, obviously, the culture of tea is something that they have had centuries and centuries old traditions within the tea world. So tea in those parts of the world is something that is adhered and respected, and tea ceremonies around the world are, in Japan specifically, are something that are very, very well respected and looked upon. So I think there is definitely a growing culture of tea and the appreciation of tea within Kenya specifically. I think the regulations in Africa are slowly coming into being, and the governments in various parts of the tea growing countries, specifically Rwanda and Tanzania, there is a lot of government regulations that are ensuring that not only is the tea picked correctly, but also we are processing it correctly and we're using the right fertilizers and compost, as well as the right pesticides on the tea plants. Kenya too, we have started a lot of research and a lot of trainings with our farmers to make sure that we are not only picking the teas correctly, but also that the farmers are being paid over and above, because specialty tea takes quite a lot of training. So farmers have to understand the value of what they're picking and how they're picking it. So I think there is definitely a move in the direction of ensuring that not only the farmers, but also in the factories, how the tea is picked and processed in the right way with the right regulations in place. The direction of specialty teas and how tea is brewed and where it's brewed and the different types of teas that are being created has been something that we have seen around the world in whichever tea growing countries. So China, for instance, does a whole lot of different types of oolongs, whereas Japan does and specializes in green teas and different types of green teas. We in Kenya are learning from both the Chinese and Japanese on how to actually process it. So whether we're trying to create a beautiful sencha, green sencha, or whether we're trying to do a hand-rolled oolong, we're learning from the specialty people who have specialized in the industry for years and years and years, and we're understanding the value of being able to be trained correctly. So it is definitely something that I'm looking forward to being a part of as Muthaiga Tea, as we discover new and interesting types of processes from whichever parts of the world that it's coming from. We're also understanding that we can also implement that on our side in Kenya. I think the biggest challenge in specialty tea is that people don't know enough about it. The education of what tea is and why we are paying extra for this tea and why it's different, not only in terms of health benefits, but also in terms of the flavor profiles, the complexity of the tea. All of these learnings of what tea is has been one of our biggest challenges. So coming into the industry, it's something that I've spent a lot of time educating and creating tea experiences so people can actually come away thinking, wow, we didn't realize that one leaf, one type of plants can give us so much, not just in terms of health benefits, but also in terms of the complexity of what tea can offer. I think the other main challenge for us is that we don't showcase our tea and our specialty tea as much as we should globally. And it's something that as a country, we should be able to represent all our different types of teas in different events. There's a huge amount of competitions, huge amount of tea conventions that happen around the world. And Kenya specifically should be present. And I know that we are already there, but we still have a long way to go in terms of making sure that we put a stamp on the fact that we can produce some beautiful teas and blend some wonderful quintessentially African teas from Kenya and across the continent. That's a really good question. I'm always looking for inspiration to create unique blends, and it's something that I spend a lot of time trying to make sure that I'm creating something that not only means something very deep and meaningful to me as a founder and as a creator of the blend, but also has an impact. So whatever you're smelling, whatever you're tasting, evokes some sort of memory for me. So all of the blends that I've created have that story behind them, in the sense they have, it evokes some flavor or profile within you that comes out. And that's something that I really wanted to be able to showcase in all the blends. So there's two main things that I'm actually working on right now. The one being is a new white tea. And it is my inspiration using baobab as the bark, and it's a white tea from Kericho, because white tea specifically is quite an expensive tea, and I want people and followers to appreciate what white tea is, but also the beauty and the delicacy of white tea. So that is my next blend that I'm creating as we speak at the moment. The other thing that we're doing at MTC that I'm extremely proud of is that we've recently started biodegradable tea bags. So all our teas are now available in pure biodegradable and plastic-free tea bags. So the tea unfurls and infuses beautifully in these pyramid tea bags. And it's something that I'm very, very proud of, that we can offer our tea lovers to also enjoy not only the loose leaf teas, but also the teas available in pyramid biodegradable tea bags. The correct way to brew specialty teas, specialty tea leaf, is it really depends on whether it's white tea or green tea versus black or oolong. So a white and green tea, you're taking 2 teaspoons of loose leaf tea, and you're brewing it in an infuser teapot, and you're pouring about 70 to 75, 80 maximum degree water on it, and you're letting the tea leaf unfurl in the water for about 4 minutes. So that's for the white and green. Then when we come to the oolong, purple or black teas, it's 2 teaspoons of purple oolong or black into an infuser teapot. You pour hot water of about 85 to 90 degrees, and you let the water and the tea sit in an infuser teapot for about 5 to 6 minutes. While you're doing that, you're also continuously stirring the leaf to ensure that the water and reaction between the water and the leaf is happening. So the chemical reaction is happening, and the water is helping to unfurl and reactivate the leaves so that they come alive in the water. And you have you can actually put a tea timer to be able to ensure that you have the correct amount of temperature and timing is done correctly, and that's how you would present a loose leaf specialty tea. For anyone who would like to purchase any of our teas, we are available on the Green Spoon app as well as the website, so you can access and buy any of the tea blends that you'd like from either of those 2 portals. Thank you very much for having me here today, and I appreciate you getting to know not only me but our team as well as the Muthaiga Tea experience.